Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, Logan Silva family. It's your boy once again, and we are back. We're doing another reaction here with my sister.
Hi guys.
Ashley. She's only 17, so bear in mind. We're doing a reaction to one of Just Pearly Things podcast. Yeah, let's press play, man.
I don't necessarily think is one of them. I think that's just like a personality type and an individual thing.
Yeah.
There's people who are just bad with money.
Yeah.
And they're reckless. There's dudes who go out and they gamble and they spend and they buy trainers. They buy nonsense. And there's women who go out and blow their money on nonsense. And I don't think it's that gendered. But I think perhaps a more important point is that if you have got that person, you've got your wife, your husband, whatever, it's supposed to be a partnership. Right? It's supposed to be a partnership, and different individuals can work out how that works. If it's like, okay, look, babe, you're really good with money. I'm kind of reckless with spending it. You handle the saving or investing or whatever. Or it could be, you know what, I'm the one who knows how to invest and save and whatever. Like, I'll handle the majority of that. As long as it works as a unit. And, I think, and I understand people wanting to be independent, but I think that mindset can be quite dangerous for relationships when you're not willing to entrust the other person. It's a partnership, right? You can entrust that person and say, you know what, you're good at handling that, you handle this, I'm good at handling this, I've got this, you don't need to worry about it, you don't need to be working in isolation all the time. I think it's good for every adult, male, female, whatever. I think it's good for every adult to be competent, to have general competencies, so that if you're single or if something goes wrong or whatever, right, you're not useless. Right? I think everybody should know how to cook basic food. Right? I don't think it's just, a woman should know how to cook, a man should know. I think if you are a grown man and you're 35 years old and you don't know how to boil rice or cook a basic meal, I'm like, bro, like, come on now. Yeah. Right? You should know how to load you should know how to load the washing. You should know how to do some basic tasks. Everyone should know how to make money. Right? At least on a basic level. Some people are going to be better at it than others, but you should have a skill. You should have a couple monetizable skills that, okay, even if you're not, right, like I'm not married yet, but when I am, like, my wife is absolutely not going to have to work, right? Not a paid job per se, right? She's going to be doing some type of work. She can have a typical job if she wants to. She won't have to. But I would like to marry someone who I know is competent, so that God forbid something happens to me or whatever, like my kids are not going to starve and be destitute.
Maybe
but yeah, I just think it's about finding that balance and those complementary aspects. And I think that when people partner up and do that well, then the whole thing just functions and it's good, and you can just trust the other person.
I agree with you.
And then you're not worried about this is my money, that's your money, and then it gets kind of weird and you're keeping score.
Yeah,
right? I think keeping
that's
score
the problem. I think we live in an age now where men don't want to accept that women are competent, and because back in the days it worked. You go to work, I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids. But now women are working, so don't come home and tell me to cook and clean, because we've just come from the same shit.
Well, I think you'll just, the truth is, you'll have to find a man who accepts that, right? But the problem is the type of man who will fully accept what you just said there, I imagine, is not the type of man you'd be attracted to.
But
you see what I mean? So I think that's one of the conflicts with
there's a lot of bums that are okay.
They're totally fine.
Yeah, like
they like it.
Yeah,
guys out there.
You could date a bum.
But that's the message we keep passing on to men, that as soon as you're alpha,
Why is that hair so long, man?
and you're confident, you have to see a woman as less than you, or you have to see her
that's not
subordinate. No, that's the message we keep passing on. You can be strong.
Okay, I need you. I'm gonna cut you.
Yeah?
Who says that?
No,
you said the message we're passing on to men. Who says that?
No, but saying things like, let me say.
Do you think men feel intimidated by educated and independent women?
No.
Why do you say it? No.
I feel like a man should, unless you're insecure. I feel like if a man is insecure, then of course he's going to feel intimidated about a woman who's like, strong and independent and stuff like that. But if you're comfortable and like, you're alright with it, then
Yeah, because there's a lot of women, well, girls, they believe that men feel intimidated by their success, especially if the woman earns more than the guy.
No, I don't think so. I feel like it just depends on the man. Like if he feels intimidated, then I would say it's because you feel you're insecure. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if he's not, then he shouldn't be intimidated.
Answer your question. So you literally just said, I imagine a man that's okay with that, you're not going to be attracted to.
Right.
Because he's not going to be in his masculine energy. A masculine man would not is not.
What do you believe in masculine and feminine energy?
Oh my gosh, what do you mean?
Like in a sense of a woman who carries herself like she's the man, and men who carry themselves as if they are a woman. Not in a gay sense, but in a sense
more
of
feminine, like,
more feminine energy or masculine energy, where the woman in the relationship is kind of behaves like a guy in the sense of she's very demanding, and what she has the last say. If the guy raises his voice, she wants to match his voice as well. Do you believe that this is a thing?
I believe it's a thing. I don't have a problem with it, but I think it's very, very, very normalized. Like a lot of men are starting to be a little bit more sensitive, or like allowing their girlfriends or wives to like speak over them.
Yeah, but do you think that that's a good thing that men are becoming more sensitive?
I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I feel like because we just come out of like a society where men have been dominant, so people are going to think that that's not okay. Like it's not okay for men to be like, you know how you said, like,
but you see how society believes that men
should be like the breadwinner, like
no, how the society says that men have always been dominant, and they had better lives and better outcome in life, but that's not actually true. There's only a small percentage of men on earth that is successful and have like multiple women and have power that people think every guy has, but there's only a small percentage, maybe 1% or 3% of men that actually that fits within that bracket that people keep talking about, men this, men that. But apparently there's more men that actually commit suicide than women. There's more men with mental health, there's more men in prison. It's like people like to generalize, saying that men are more powerful, men got this, men that this and that, but it's actually the opposite.
I wouldn't say it's the opposite. I say it's true, like you have men that commit suicide and stuff and like go to prison, commit more crimes, like crimes are committed are mainly, it's like men dominated, but it doesn't change the fact that men have had like a dominant society. Like you said, like women never really had the opportunities to work as much like men and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Not going to be drawn to that.
So that's the problem. It's not about me. I'm attracted to you.
Well, I'm saying no. You can be how you want. I'm not telling you what to do or how to behave or whatever. I'm just telling you real talk as a man. You know, you can have a certain attitude or a belief system or whatever. I'm just saying, a guy who like there are guys who would just be like, yeah, cool, like, you know, you do that, whatever. But those type of guys tend to be more, you know, weak frame, not so much in their masculine energy, not particularly ambitious and so on.
Like why would a guy that makes a lot of money go to his girl for financial decisions?
Yeah.
Like why would he do that when he could just not? When there's a million.
She has a lot of money as well.
But again, but your money doesn't matter to a guy. It's like nothing.
No,
it's like
do you think okay? Do you think man cares about
A woman's financial.
how much a woman makes and her success and how educated she is?
I think to an extent. I feel like men, they wouldn't want a woman that can't take care of herself and is always dependent of a man. I think, or at least there might be guys that want a woman who depends on them. But I think men, like if you make enough money and like you're okay, you're comfortable, then that's fine. But like me personally, I wouldn't want to be with a guy who's like completely broke, in the sense of he doesn't want to work, or like he's not trying and stuff like that. So it's like a distinct line. If you can be like not earning a lot, but if you're doing what you can to make money, then that's enough for me.
Yeah.
I feel like the same thing goes for a guy, maybe.
Yeah. But you know, how you have some girls where they think, okay, I'm gonna get my degree, I'm gonna get my education, I'm gonna be independent. They think that achieving those things will attract guys. But this, you see, women, right? They're attracted to guys who are successful, guys who are doing well, right? And women have this illusion that men think that way as well. Or we want a girl that's successful and independent, and we don't look at that. We don't really, even if you make 200,000 a month, we don't even care. But a woman cares. If a guy makes 200,000 a year, it's like she cares about that. You know. But for us, it's like
Looks,
I don't care. You know, we are visual creatures. We go for what we see. You know, but yeah, it's weird. But a lot of girls are making that transition of thinking like a guy, where
they need to have a good degree and stuff.
Like we're looking for that, but really we basically looking for a wife. You know, we're looking for a wife, not a mate. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
It's like imagine when a guy tells us, "Oh, I have a cool shoe collection." You're like, "Ah, cool," but you don't really care. It's the same thing. And
do you get that? Like, it's the same thing. Like, if I say, like, if a guy tells you he's got shoe collection, Nike and everything, you don't care.
I don't care.
Do you get what I mean?
Good for you.
It's like us. If you tell us, like, oh, you earn this much, like, we don't care. That's not what attracts us to you. It's almost like a turn off. You know.
So you can come in and like say, "Oh, I have money too." He says, "Okay, don't care." So it's like,
exactly.
and then I know, but then why would? Right, but I'm saying no. Women care. We care about money. Let's not cap.
Women care about money.
Come on. Like you're not trying to date a bum. You know, like, but a guy will. Like a guy will see a girl at Tesco and say, like, if she's hot enough, cool.
Yes, and so, similarly, she could be the freaking CEO of a company, but if she's not hot and has nice feminine traits, then you're not interested.
The other way around, if a guy is not attractive but he's earning like 200,000, a girl will go for him.
But I see, like, even so, it's a problem. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you don't care how much she earns or she has a good degree. You'll just see what's like on the outside. Like, okay, she's hot, I'm gonna talk to her.
That's it.
But like, you won't see how she thinks or like what she does. Like
that comes second.
Are you sure?
Yeah. For guys, it comes second. The first thing that comes is like, okay, cool, I'm attracted to her. And then after is how she thinks and how educated she is. But women is the other way around. It's first is how successful he is and how much he earns, how educated he is, and then attractiveness comes second for a woman on a guy. Do you get what I mean? Like, but for guys, it's the other way around. We go for what we see, and then after is okay, cool, she's smart, she knows how to articulate, she knows how to talk. That comes second. But for a woman, it's the other way around.
I understand that, but like I'm speaking specifically about my age range or like my age group. Guys my age, like you 17-year-olds, they don't care as much as like if you're intelligent or like stuff like that. They'll just see that you're physically attractive and they'll go for you. But I guess older guys typically think more like, okay, she's pretty, and they'll think about, she's smart, she studies and stuff like that.
Well, for men, like obviously boys your age, they think about how attractive you are, but they don't care about how intelligent you are. But for guys my age, we think if we're successful, we think about the long-term goal. Okay, cool, she's very attractive, but is she smart enough to raise my child? Do you get what I mean? But and then there's the second group of guys where they're not successful, but they're just looking for a woman who's attractive, and that's it. Like but it goes back to what we were saying, that men take longer to grow up than women. With boys your age, it's like men don't mature until the age of, I'll say probably 32 upwards.
Really?
Yeah, like when they really got their mind straight and say, yo, I want a career, I want a wife, I want this and that. Like from the 30s upwards, that's when they start to get the shit together and thinking like, okay, cool, I need to get my shit together. But from your age range, like 17, 18, most boys, I would say, not all of them, but majority, they're not thinking that far ahead.
They're not thinking straight, yeah.
So it's like, this is why it's dangerous to be in a relationship at this age, because being the guy, it's like he doesn't even know how to look after you. He doesn't even know what he wants. How can he satisfy you if he doesn't even know himself yet? Do you get what I mean? So, and then you don't want to be with a guy where you are the one who's guiding him, taking care of him. Do you get where I'm coming from? So this is why it's safer to hold on to a relationship until you like probably in your 20s, and the guy is in his 30s. Do you get what I mean?
I mean, I see your point, but not all guys.
Not
like
all
that.
guys. Even if the guy is in his 30s and he's still playing about, he still has what's it called? He knows what he wants already. You know, it's that simple.
Are you lining up to date Oprah?
No.
But she's
not even lining up to date her. Excuse me, Oprah is beautiful.
You know, the truth is, and look, and we all know this, men and women are not attracted to the identical same things. We know this, and there's no amount of social engineering that is going to that's going to just change that, right? I'm sure, look, every short guy would love to somehow manipulate society and culture and biology to make women more attracted to very short guys.
What do you think of guys who are very picky? They say, oh, I don't go for fat girls, I don't go for skinny girls, or I don't go for this. Like, from your age range, do you guys feel offended when a guy says that?
Yes and no. Like, if you're not interested in that, then you're not interested in that. I'm not gonna be with you anyways. You know. But
do girls feel some type of way if a boy 17 or 18 is say, I don't go for fat girls, or I don't go for skinny girls?
Yeah, I feel like if I was talking to someone like that, immediately I'm gonna think he's very judgmental, and like he won't be. Let's say we are in a relationship, he won't feel completely comfortable, and he'll have like in his mind he'll judge a lot. Do you know what I mean? So guys like that, I don't know. No.
But why is it normal for a woman to say I don't date short guys? You know?
I feel like that's just personal preference, or like
and I think guys accept that.
Yeah,
you know, okay, I'm short. Like, do you get what I mean?
But it's a difference.
But for women, it's the other way around.
No. See, there's a difference. With women, they'll be like, they'll say, okay, I prefer taller guys, or I prefer, you know, whatever. You
but I don't think the guy's got a right to say that.
No, I'm saying
for a woman.
I'm saying like when guys do it, it's typically bashing. Now, if a guy was to say, I personally don't really go for bigger girls, that's fine. But a lot of guys would like to say, no, I don't like fat girls. I don't like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, but then a guy, even if he just says, I don't like big girls, especially online, he'll get crucified for it.
Right, that's true, he will. Yeah.
But if a woman says, listen, I don't like short guys, and I don't like guys that like this and like that, oh, you go girl. Do you get what I mean?
I feel like
it's
it depends, because
society treats.
They pick and choose. That's true, yeah. But you can still have girls online that say I don't like fat guys. They will still get cancelled for that. Not as much as men.
Not as much as guys.
No, that's true. Not as much as men, but they'll still get cancelled for that.
And the thing about and here's the difference, right? A woman will say I don't like short guys, and I don't like guys. Okay, let's go with the height. I don't like short guys. Okay, cool. And the guy will say I don't like fat girls. And the girl will get so offended, or society will judge the guy, but they won't judge the girl for saying she likes tall guys.
Yeah.
But with height, he was born that way.
Right.
With weight, you can lose that.
That's true. Yeah.
Why would you feel offended?
Yeah.
But we should feel more offended by being short because it's genetics.
Right.
I can't grow anymore.
Yeah.
But if you overweight, it's like, mate, you're not getting any guys. Go and do something about it.
I feel like the way society like focuses on things. Like society thinks like, oh, you know, when you talk about weight, it's a bad thing, you're gonna get cancelled for it. Height typically wasn't ever something that society bashes off of or like complains about.
But
I understand what you're saying. Like, obviously, why is it okay for a woman to say, you know, I don't date
but
short guys?
do you know who are the people that are cancelling people? Who are embracing this cancel culture?
Girls.
Women.
I know it's women. I'm not saying that's not, but I'm saying,
you know,
like, even it's
if a guy says a woman should stay at home and cook and not work, oh my god. But if a woman says a guy should go to work and provide for his family, it's like, okay, cool. We'd be like, yeah, I'll do that. But if a guy says a woman should stay at home and cook and look after the kids, he'll get cancelled.
I think because we're not in that type of society yet. So when they say that, it's like, that's not how we live. That's not. It's changed.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
But it's dangerous.
It is dangerous
because what got us this far as a civilization, as humans, it's because each person was playing their roles back in the days.
Yeah.
To get where I'm coming from, there was a balance.
Yeah.
Where humans were like, we got to this level, we evolved to this level because we kept to the natural laws of things. You know, it's like I said earlier, where if you were to restart everything again and you leave everybody to do their own thing without like a reset button where we're starting from year one, like women and men will go out there and hunt and fight with the lions and everything, you know, to provide. Automatically the women are gonna try to take care of the home, the village and things like that, while the men are out there. Do you get what I mean? Automatically that's what's gonna happen. Women are not gonna be like, oh, let me come with you and hunt the lion. Do you get what I mean? So I think this whole idea of modern feminism is destroying family. It's destroying the idea of having a family. Yeah,
I agree to an extent. Yeah, but like I said, especially nowadays, social media is kind of shifting. So even when men do have like opinions on females, and they say as a preference, I personally prefer to not be with someone who's on the fluffy side or, you know, chubby side. Like, yeah, he might get cancelled, but they're not going to completely bash him for it because that's just his preference. It's not like he's bashing someone off. But you do typically have men that like work on people's insecurities. I don't go for fat girls, never. I could never date a fat girl. That's why it's more likely for them to be cancelled.
Yeah, but he shouldn't though, because that's his personal preference.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a distinctive line between it. You can have a personal preference. And
okay, it's like girls saying that, oh, I don't go for Nigerian guys because they're cheaters. Or I don't go for black guys because they did. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So it's the same. It's almost the same.
It's the same. I understand. Yeah, but women still do get cancelled for it. Obviously, not as much as men. Not as much as men. But they do.
Right, but it's not reality. So if you're a short dude, you just have to accept. Look, this is my height. I can't change this. Right, but there's lots of other things that I can do. There's ways that I can improve myself.
But women can't handle rejection like men. Men can handle rejection like crazy, but women is like, rejection is like worst nightmare.
The end of the world.
And compensate.
You know how many guys get, you know, hear the word no every day?
Yeah.
No, I can't give you my number. Oh, no this, no that, no that. But a woman, like, no, it's
just the end of it.
That's it.
Still be an attractive and confident and competent man, but you just have to accept that given reality. As a male, there are certain things that men are generally attracted to in women, and some people may not like that. It may trigger them, right? Here's one that you can't change: age. That's not changeable, right? But so if a man says that if a woman says that she prefers taller guys, which literally every woman does, no one takes offense to that. If a man says, if a guy is 35 and he's like, yeah, I prefer dating younger women, oh my God, right? He's suddenly despite the fact that every man all throughout history, whatever.
Can I just say something?
Go ahead.
Yeah, can I just say something?
Yeah, please do.
Sorry, finish what you were saying and then I can...
I've pretty much made my point, so go ahead.
Okay. Is sort of going off the bat of that as well, is that actually when you are, and this is only something that I've come to like realise in the last, I'd say sort of 6 months, that actually being older, like no matter how much I've tried to run away from it, tried to change it looks wise, all those things to be like, this is bad, you know, why can't I just be 26 again, 25 again, all that is actually, it's actually really powerful being in that space and
Do you believe women lose value with age?
What do you mean lose value?
Value in a way that, say for example, you're 17 now, you're gonna be 21 soon, and then say by the age of 50 and 40, do you think you're gonna have men are gonna go chase after you when you like in your 40s, or like you have more value as a woman the older you get, in a sense of you can bring more to the table for a guy the older you get?
Oh, that's a hard question.
So some people believe that well, some women believe that the older they get, more value they bring to the table.
Yeah.
But men don't see it that way.
Yeah.
You have older guys that are attracted to younger girls,
Yeah.
and then older women complain, why is he not attracted to the age range of my age, like 40s and 30s and 50s, you know? Because what the world or society is doing now, men have more, like we were talking about how young boys, men don't mature until that certain age, right? Because apparently men get more value with age. Like what I earn now, not even what I earn, the amount of knowledge that I have now can't compare to when I was 18.
Yeah.
I'm more of a, let's put it this way, I'm more of a masculine, I've got more of a masculine energy.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm more of a man.
Right.
Like women are attracted to that.
Yeah.
Where the other way around, where men are not attracted, well, older guys, they're not attracted to as much to, you know, girls their age range than younger girls.
Yeah. But wouldn't you just blame that on the way men think, not just the value of women as they get older? Because in a way you could say, okay, women do mature when they're younger, and then like maybe their value goes less as they get older.
Yeah.
But then at the same time you'd have men that don't really pay attention to that. They just go for younger women. Are you gonna blame
but the type of guys that women at that age want are the guys that are up here, they're high earners.
Right.
You know, they're like successful. And a single woman who is 40 or 35 wants those type of guys that are up there on the top of the ladder. But those type of guys that are up there on the top of the ladder, they're thinking to themselves, first of all, men are visual. It's not about what you tell us, it's about what we see. Okay, she's very attractive. And secondly, the guy worked so hard to get where he is. Why would he go for an older woman? When if he just like gives that opportunity to a younger girl who can give birth, like can have kids of his own, because obviously majority of women, let's say at the age of 40s or anything, they have children already, or they're single or something like that. So now why would a man who's highly successful and he hasn't got kids, even if he does, like go for a woman who is the same age range as him, just because, you know, when he can go for a 25 or a 30-year-old girl?
I get your question, but I don't understand the difference between it. Okay, you're a slightly older woman and you're single. You can even be successful as a woman. Why would that be any different as to a younger woman who's, you know, not... She's not as successful. Or like she's single. Why is that a difference as to why men should go for younger women instead of older women?
Because younger women, well, I'm just speaking from men perspective, because younger women, first of all, they're more attractive.
Okay.
Secondly, men don't go for successful women.
Okay.
It's about what they see. Doesn't matter how much money you have.
Yeah.
But women go for men that are successful, and there are not many men on earth who are successful to the level of what that woman wants. Expectations are too high. For example, okay, I want a tall guy. I want a guy who's earning this much a year. I want a guy that looks this way. It's like, what you're describing there is such a small percentage of men on earth that, did you know there's more women on earth than men?
I think I knew that, yeah.
So there's more women on earth than men. So, say for example, there are 10 guys on earth and there are 20 women on earth, right? out of that 20, right, they're saying, okay, I want a tall guy who's 6'5" and is earning 200,000 a year, and also he has no kids. Out of that 10 guys, there's only 5 of those guys that meet that criteria. So that means 20 women are left to 5 guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not all men that are up there.
Yeah.
You know. So you left those 5. Okay, out of those 5, you're saying, okay, cool. I want a 6 feet guy, and who has no kids. And then okay, you eliminate 2 that don't meet that criteria, because those 2 they got kids already, but they earn a lot, they're very successful, but you're left with 3, and then you're still left with 20 women.
Yes, it costs money, but it keeps me healthier and in a better balance as a woman within myself. Even though I might be doing it more for my boyfriend, it's actually rubbing off on me.
But
too.
shouldn't that be a human being thing? Because I want to look good. Yeah, I do. But I expect my man to look good. And this is why I won't go for a sugar daddy. I don't care how much money you have. I'm not attracted to you. A lot of women would, because, like you said, society. Idris Elba is beautiful. Come on.
No, I'm saying no, if he was your sugar daddy.
That's not a sugar daddy. Come on. That is my whole husband. What you mean?
Who's that?
Idris Elba?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll show you.
He's your type. He's your
What?
type.
He's not who Idris Elba is.
So funny.
type.
Wow.
He's not my type. How is your type? I'm so sorry, but how do you not know who Idris Elba is?
I'm sorry. Is he an actor?
Yeah.
I don't really watch movies.
He's a DJ
don't.
now, I think. He's everything.
He's everything.
I don't.
He's a rapper.
I know.
He's probably better known in the UK as well, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's better known in the UK, I
But I
think.
heard a lot of American girls love him.
Yeah, he's known in the US, but I think he's better
Black
known.
America.
I think he's better known here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's better known here.
To be fair, we black people know what we know. We think everyone else knows it. But you should know who Idris Elba is.
Yeah.
Please do.
You'd know. I'm sorry.
But my point is, I do think, like, we keep thinking, it's this idea, we keep passing this message that it's okay for a man to just have money. No, it's not. Go to the gym and work out. Your money ain't gonna save you.
I don't think. I think that's a straw man. I don't think anyone is saying men just need to have money.
Yeah, but the point we were just talking about
I think the point is that it's
woman,
a factor. It's a factor for men. It's a.
And it's a factor for women.
It's a foot in the door for men.
Yeah. My point is, if you ask a man, what 5 things are you looking for in a woman? Money is almost never going to come up.
Yeah.
Job is almost never going to come
True.
up. Qualifications are almost never going to come up. It's not true the other way around.
To be fair, not
Right.
nowadays, because men be having sugar mummies nowadays.
It's true.
It's from well.
Yeah, men will be having sugar mummies, but like the percentage of those guys is so small. I could even say I don't know, but it could be like 0.1% of guys who got sugar mummy compared to women who's got girls who's got sugar daddies. Like, so for her to say that, it's like, for her to say that, it's crazy, because it's not a common thing for guys to have sugar mummy. It's a very small percentage.
So-
Maybe 1 for every 20 girls that do. I mean, it's.
But it's happening. Like, have you seen how many men on OnlyFans now?
Yeah, but that's for gay men.
No, straight men. The only problem.
Their customers are gay men.
We
customers
actually
are gay
did have an OnlyFans guy on the show that, like, his primary
customers are
customer.
gay men.
No, they're a girl. They're a woman. He gets
Primarily?
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you what it is. Though. They don't make that much money.
No,
He doesn't make near as much. Like, it's not
there's
even.
no market
The ones
for
who
it.
are earning a lot, their audience is gay men.
No, but the reason for that is because it's not a market for women. It's a market for men pay for sex. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the only reason. You think if men were making a lot of money, you think they won't join OnlyFans? Really?
No, I never said that.
They
I'm
would.
just saying that their audience is gay
would.
men because of male sexuality is different from female sexuality. Same reason that male prostitutes, their audience is, their clientele are gay men. Like, it's men who buy sex, as you said.
Yeah.
It's men who buy sex, it's men who buy porn, and so on and so forth. It's a very, very small percentage of women who are the market for that. And it's always been that way. Across societies, across countries, across cultures. Male sexuality is different from female sexuality. And that's fine. That's good. That's not a bad thing.
Why do you guys think that women are becoming masculine nowadays?
Because men are becoming feminine.
Yeah.
No, honestly, it's. I put a lot of blame on men for a lot of the stuff that even men complain about, right?
Really, I feel like it started with the women.
Well, look. Some of it does, but men have created the certain conditions on a big level.
Right.
Right. Okay. Look, how many people are raised by? How many millions of people in Western society now are raised by single mothers?
Right, but why?
Oftentimes because men are not playing their role.
Mm-hmm.
That exists. That's a.
Did you get that?
Yeah, how men not playing their role and how they're.
But do you know why?
Sometimes. Why men not playing their role?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't seek satisfaction with families.
Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Apparently, women initiate divorce more than men.
Okay.
Apparently. I used to think it was the other way around. The men are the ones who are leaving their families, but women are the ones who actually separate from their families, like initiate divorce. So in that case, you have a lot of single mothers who are raising boys.
Mm-hmm.
If men are to blame, right, for the way men are, or especially black men, if men are to blame for the way they are, who are raising these guys? Are the single mothers.
Right.
Who are the single mothers who think they can play the role of a father and a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And they are raising the boys that women hate.
Right.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Because apparently, according to studies, the children who come from a two-parent home tend to do better in life.
Right.
And in education than those kids that come from single-parent home.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you have two adults in the house, from a male perspective and a woman's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but these single women, they are raising men that women hate. I
feel like to an extent, but I wouldn't blame women. Okay, women can initiate like divorces and stuff, but there are men, like you said, men drive to being at the top and stuff like that. When they're in a position when, like, okay, they have a family, they're not satisfied. Do you know what I mean? So they will leave and like go try to achieve something higher. So I feel like it depends.
But they don't leave.
What do you mean they don't leave?
So
most cases they do.
No, if they marry, like, it's a very small percentage of successful guys who are married and leave their wife for somebody else. Very small. But there are many guys who are married who would cheat on their wife, but they never leave.
Yeah.
They never leave. And you might say, okay, it's wrong to cheat and things like that, but they never leave. It doesn't affect it. They don't allow that to affect the family. On the other way around, if a woman is married and then she cheats on her husband, she's most likely to leave him. Do you get where I'm coming from?
I know where you're coming from, but I don't think that's true. That woman is more likely to leave if she was to cheat on her husband.
Yeah.
Than a man.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's true. I'm telling you, a guy who's cheating and he's in a relationship, he's married, he's less likely to leave than a woman who's married and cheating. She's most likely to leave, you know, to ask for a divorce and then take the children and be with the new guy, or even not just being with the new guy, or just separate because she doesn't find her husband attractive anymore, or she just doesn't get along with her husband anymore. But even if a man, majority of the time, even if he doesn't get along with his wife anymore, there's a small chance of him actually initiating divorce.
So in this case, are you blaming the woman for wanting a divorce for a man who cheated on her?
No, I'm not blaming the woman for wanting a divorce. The question is, why? It's like a child who ran away from home. Why is that child running away from home? There must be something that's going on in the house that that child is afraid of, or that the parents are not doing right. So it's like, why is he going outside the house? There must be something that is within the marriage or the woman that he's not happy about.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if he's going, then like going to look something else outside is like, what's going on at home for him to run away, you know? But he hasn't got the balls to actually initiate divorce and say, okay, let's just split. But the fact that he doesn't do that, it just shows that I'm not saying that cheating is good. It's not. But the fact that he doesn't initiate divorce is like he still has hopes, although he's going outside the house. He still has hope for the marriage. And if like a woman, like the what's it called? Happiness is very important for a woman.
Yeah.
And if she's not happy, the first decision is, okay, let's get divorced.
Yeah.
It's like there's no other alternative. And then, okay, cool, get divorced, take the kids, and then she's raising the boy as a single mother, and then that boy grows up to be the guy that every woman hates. And guys who are raised by mom and dad, they tend to settle down quicker and get married.
Yeah.
They're more responsible in terms of family. But the ones that come from a single mother, they tend to be all fragile.
I don't know what to say about that. In terms of education, I know that like sons or like kids in general that come from single parents, they like fail in education and stuff like that. But in terms of families and growing up and stuff like that, I don't really have anything to say because I don't have statistics on that.
So I think if mothers or women were so great at raising children, especially boys, they shouldn't. If you as a woman, you know what you want from a guy, then why don't you raise your son that way?
I'm pretty sure they do.
They think they do, but again, it goes back to their whole masculinity thing. Women are attracted to men who have masculine spirit, and men are attracted to women who have masculine spirit. Do you get it? So most of guys who come from a single parent home, they have more of a feminine energy.
Yeah.
Feminine energy and a low level of masculine energy. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially in the black community, girls are raised like boys and boys are raised like women.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, parents are more strict. Black parents are more strict towards the girls, like hardcore.
Yeah.
And then on the boys, it's like, oh, you can come in anytime. You can come. You can come in the house at 11 a.m. It's like they're more soft towards the boys and hard on the women. And this is why more black women are.
They want to be more independent.
And they're more successful than some black men.
Yeah.
There's more black women with degrees than black men.
I do agree, because you have single mothers that teach their kids to, like, you know what, and it's not even just how they teach their kids, it's how they grow up to see that their like moms are like by themselves and they have to do everything. They have to go cook, they have to go go work and stuff like that. So they see that, and for themselves they think, okay, if my mom can be independent, I can be independent. I feel like I think that's probably why a lot of women are like, or everyone in general is like normalizing women being independent, not having to marry and stuff like that.
And when a woman is trying to be independent, she forgets how to be a feminine.
I guess so, yeah.
They become so independent that they
don't need it. They think they don't need a man.
They don't need a man. They want to play both roles, and that turns off men.
Yeah.
And women complain, oh, we can't find the right guy. No, it's not that you can't find the right guy. It's your energy. Do you get what I mean? You put in that energy of masculine energy, and then it's just like it's a turn off for a guy. Do you get it? So if a guy comes from a stable 2-parent home, and a woman comes from a stable 2-parent home, and they meet to get together, it's like there's a high chance of them to actually marry and become successful in that relationship. Why?
Yeah.
Because the guy who comes from a 2-parent home, he had the energy of a masculine and feminine, and the dad takes responsibility on how to raise a man. And on the girl side, the girl gets that feminine energy, and she knows how to treat a guy, and the guy knows how to treat a woman. So it's like the two of them correlate well. And so, but I feel like within the black community there are too many single moms. So there's a lot of men and women that are coming from a single parent home, and then with that it's like it's tragic. Neither the guy or the woman knows how to coexist within that union of a relationship, you know.
Big thing, but then you've got an imbalance. right? You've got both men and women are being raised primarily just by women, and the masculine role is missing, and that manifests differently for both for boys and girls as they grow into men and women. And as a woman,
but I think growing up in a single parent home has a more of a negative effect on the man's side, you know.
Yeah, because they don't have the father figure there.
The father figure's not there.
Yeah. But I feel like in a way it's not always as bad, because you can have it from secondary sources, for example, school, or when you're hanging around with your friends and stuff like that.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, obviously, I know that, but I'm saying it's like support in a way, or if you have like older siblings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it depends.
Naturally, if a man is not present there, you've now got to play both. You've got to play both roles. So
No, you don't.
What? Well, I mean,
I was a single parent. No,
Okay.
you don't. That's just a lie that the women say. Just
okay.
because
Let me. What I mean is, you are. It's a typically raising a child is a two-person job. You have the father, you have the mother, and in the absence of a father, whether that is through death or through absence or through whatever the reason, what I mean by play both roles is you've got one person doing a two-person job.
Right, but
I don't mean
like,
you have to act like a man.
Well,
but
we're in
that's
control of birth, so
Sure.
we pick who gets born, so it's our own fault. Like, that's why I say it starts with the women.
I don't.
Because, and on top of that, like, it's the development of birth control. I feel like,
do you agree with that?
No, I don't think it's a woman's fault, because you can have factors like the husband dying. Of course, a woman's not going to know that when she's giving birth. Do you know what I mean? So you can't always blame a woman like, oh, it's her fault because she was giving birth. Like, it's her choice.
So how about in a case where he doesn't die?
He's just absent.
He's just absent, and you chose to have a child with that man.
Well, you'd probably blame the woman to an extent, because if you know that you're not in a stable relationship with that person, don't have kids. If you know for a fact that you're in that stable relationship, you guys are okay, coexisting perfectly, then, you know, have kids. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, it's a woman's choice. I think it's a woman's choice whether you want to have the kid or not, because at the end of the day, you are going to be raising that child.
Are you pro-abortion or no-abortion?
We're not going to get into that topic. You want to get into that topic?
No, because a lot of men, a lot of people say that you shouldn't kill a baby.
Yeah, I don't.
You shouldn't have an abortion, but a lot of women are pro-abortion. Like, because it's their body, they get to decide what to do with it.
I think it should be if there are circumstances where, like, you know that the baby is going to die, or like it was forced upon you, then it's understandable.
So what if not? Say, okay, you were in a relationship with that person, and
you
was
knew
happy.
what you was doing.
You knew what you was doing, and then you're pregnant, and then all of a sudden the guy doesn't want to be with you no more, and then you decide, you know, I don't want to have this child either. Like,
then that's the woman's fault. If you know that you don't want to have a kid, or you're not prepared to have a kid, do not have a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, and especially just wear protection, please.
But do you think women have a say in terms of my body, my responsibility? Like, I do what I want.
I think women do have a say. Yeah.
Do you think a guy has a say?
I do think a guy has a say.
Saying,
also.
okay, you're pregnant, I want you to have an abortion because it's my child.
That's why I say it needs to, like, if both of you know that you're not in a stable enough relationship, then don't have the kid, because it's going to result in situations where the woman's gonna want to have a kid but the man doesn't. So I feel like if it needs to be consensual as well. So if you know that the man doesn't want to, then don't. Do you know what I mean? But like, a say has to be said for both sides for them to agree on it.
Yeah, but the pro-abortion movement believes that it's the woman's say.
I think it's a woman's say to an extent, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about child support? When men have to pay for child support?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a woman has a say of, okay, cool, I'm gonna abort this child, or she decides to have the baby, but the man doesn't want the baby, and then she gives birth, and the man says, I've got the rights not to pay child support because I said I didn't want the child.
I think they do have a right to say that because you don't want to have the child, but initially
But
you
they
should
don't have
have
a
known.
choice according to the law. Like, they, as a father, you have to pay child support,
Yeah.
whether you wanted the child or not. You know, but the other way around, a woman can say, I don't want the child, but the man wants the child.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so you have a say that you don't want the child,
That's
but
why
I can't have a say whether I can pay child support or not.
Yeah. That's why I'm on the fence with abortion. I agree and disagree with it.
Mm.
Because there's many factors as to why, like, they should get rid of the baby. Not get rid, well, you know, like get rid of the baby or keep the baby. It just depends on the circumstance, to be honest.
Like the development of birth
Yeah, but
control
men made
started.
all of that. Men made all of that. Men made those laws. Men did all that.
You're right. I would say if I was to put it on men, I would say it's because
Yeah,
they developed birth
men
control.
did all that. Men.
As many of you know, I was just.
Yeah, that's it.
That was kind of quick.
Yeah. Thoughts?
That was a good podcast. Not as interesting as the other one, but it was a good podcast to watch.
Yeah. There you go, Logan Silva family. It's your boy. Don't forget to subscribe, and we are out.
Bye.
Booyah.